Welcome back, insufferable gaming fans. Your old pal Rosser here again. Well, it's back to Waterworld, I suppose. When last we left off, we were on this tiny freaking island, out in the middle of nowhere, still following the setting sun. I wonder, I need to look at some things. Everything seems to be in order here. Okay, well, a lot of people have asked me if they could check out the world I'm in, and the answer is yes, you can. I originally thought that I would have to send it to you via email or something, but then someone was kind enough to point out that you could just use the same seed that I did, which is Theodore freaking Roosevelt. When I was picking up a seed, I put the same thing in as as what the world is still named. So if you create a new world and put that in as the seed name, it should work. Although I may be wrong. If I am, there is a way to manually pull up the numerical seed, but I don't know it right now. If someone will be kind enough to tell me about that, I will pull it up later. But for now, we are, once more, and forever, on a boat. Once more zipping by the nautical miles in a calm blue ocean. It's a life of pie, assuming it's ocean pie, which is particularly saline and leads to madness, as I've mentioned before. Saline madness. What the? How's the seafood? It's fresh. How fresh is it? So fresh that the tentacles are going to go right up your ass and reach around your prostate. That's how fresh the seafood is today. That sounds horrible. Yeah, that's why we don't sell seafood here. Only misery and woe. Speaking of misery and woe, it'll be nighttime soon, which means right when we're in the middle of the night, and there's all sorts of horrible zombies and creepers and spiders and whatnot, that's probably right about the time I'll find land. Hey, what do you know? Awesome. I don't think that's going to be enough land to bother stopping on, though. And frankly, thank goodness. Because I didn't want to be stuck in this mess during the cold, dead night. So let's just keep moving. See, this makes it easier, because ancient mariners navigated by the stars. We can do that. We just have to come up with some constellations. Okay. I think I see a constellation here. We call this the mustachioed lover, because if you see, these and these form a heart, and this is the body with two legs sticking out, and this is the mustache. Here we find the constellation called the matrix spoon, because it's like a dipper, except it's bent all to hell right in this area. You know, as spoons tend to get if you bend them. So we'll navigate by those for a while. Over here we have a constellation called the Depressed Radish. It's been hit by a car, and that's why it looks all squishy. But it once was a radish, I assure you. Also, I forgot to switch my audio over, so we might be getting some feedback. That's okay. I'll just stop at this little islandlet and fix that real quick. I'll be right back. Okay. That should have fixed it there. We're hoping anyway. Push off. Well, at least we're finding tiny little islandlets with more frequency. Maybe that's a good sign. Maybe it's a good sign, maybe it's not. Oh, here's an interesting constellation. You see, these two stars and these two stars make up the top, and the one that just dipped below the horizon and this one make up the bottom, and that constellation is called the Sawhorse. Originally, the gods were thought to make shit with 2x4s, and occasionally they'd need something to prop up their great works. So they erected a great sawhorse in the sky to hold their things up. Yep, we're getting some good astronomy lessons today. Over here, these three stars are known as the stick bird, which the gods' children were said to have used in their refrigerator drawings to represent real birds. Over here, crud, I lost it. Oh well. Oh, wait, nope, there we go. See these three stars really close together? This is known as the belt on the constellation Orion's pet snake, who wore a belt for weightlifting. Orion's pet snake was really into weightlifting. You dick. That freaking squid just broke my boat. No es bueno, Monsieur Squid. And now I really didn't think that squids could just flat out destroy your boat. But shows how much I know. I am going to have to try to build up enough of an area to make a new boat now, and that is very annoying. Note to self, dodge the squid. Further addendum, no really, dodge the squid. Well, while we're here, we might as well take a look in the sky some more. Let's see, do I recognize anything else? Not right offhand, but if I remember any more constellations, I'll be sure to let you know. Alright. Enough dicking around. Let's continue our miserable journey into night. More islandlets. If only we weren't dealing with this crappy little archipelago. That's the word I was looking for. Maybe we could find a landmass, continent, a peninsula. I'd settle for a largish island even. Ah yes, Here we have the constellation known as a whole mess of dots, for obvious reasons. And still we boat on. The snow and wind have frozen hearts of men, but we ride. Yes, we ride. That's what would make this trip a little more tolerable. Some death clock music. Again, I really should have installed a tape deck on this boat. But alas, I did not. And so we have none. Not even an 8-track player. I'd stretch this torture joke out even further and say a phonograph, but chances are the waves would cause that to skip a little too much. Just a bit. A wee tad. Goodness gracious me. What fun this voyage has been. Gee, I sure would hate it if we came across land, he said, hoping the reverse psychology would work. Did it? Did it? It did not. The seafloor came so close to being land right there, but then it just kind of wobbled on back down into obscurity and the depths. Obscurity and the Depths. That sounds like a pretty good name for a band. A really depressing band. They probably have emo mops. Security in the Depths. Obscurity in the Depths. All this rum and saline madness is taking its toll. You should never undertake a desperate sea voyage with nothing but alcohol for rations. It will dry out your brain and you will die. That's what I'm looking at out here. The peaceful music belies the desperate nature of our plight. I'm starting to think that things might be actually no shit hopeless for this map. For a second there I thought I saw a huge landmass right over there. Which is awesome because that means I'm actually no shit hallucinating now. Super duper. More land, please. Any land at all. That'd be swell. That'd be awesome. I'm not falling for your hijinks, school of squids. Yeah. Thought it was going to be all clever and draw me in by flashing its cephalothorax or whatever the hell squids have. But I'm not falling for that. Not again. Jiggly crow. Ooh, we're getting dangerously close to having features here. What have we here? Why, it's a tiny freaking island of no features. Awesome, I love those. They're my favorite thing. There's a slightly bigger island of no features. feels like progress, and the fact that such a tiny thing feels like progress at this point terrifies me. That shouldn't be. That shouldn't be at all. No, no. This really has become an endurance test. That is no joke. We've got all this really awesome terrain underwater, but so little of it makes it actually up to land. Like, this would make a neat place to go on vacation and scuba dive or something. Other than that, how did an acorn get out here to grow a tree? Must have been a laden swallow. I'm about to tell this game to take a laden swallow, if you know what I mean. Hey, nudge nudge, wink wink. I'm having to resort to dick jokes. Which means I am almost at the end of my rope. That's not true at all. I resort to dick jokes at the drop of a hat. You all know this. Squids, squids, squids! Don't hit the squids! Dodge the squids! I've dodged the squids. Huzzah. It's a dream come true. Alright, now what do we got? Slowly pull into not exactly a harbor, but what else you want to call it. Huh. We've actually got some substantial landmass here. That's kind of cool. I didn't think I'd ever see it again. I thought it was gone forever. Mind you, I don't think it's going to last nearly long enough to find a village. Or found a village. Or find a previously founded village. Or find a foundry. Or found some metal. Or smelt some steel. But it has been a nice diversion. From here, I suppose we can head on over to the next island. Island hopping would be kind of fun if I thought for a minute that there were enough islands to actually keep doing that. But I am certain there are not. And therein lies the problem. These islands are tiny and just don't quite give me what I need. Cliff dive! Whee! Yeah, I think we're about out of exploration on this one. Outstanding. I love the prospect of having to fling myself across some more of this ocean. That's going to be super duper. Can't wait. Ay, 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 ay. Moving right along. Footloose and fancy free. In the bear's natural habitat. A Studebaker. Which is not a boat. What the hell am I talking about? Does anyone know at this point? I've lost track of it. That's okay. I don't mind island hopping if we actually have some islands to hop around. That's a particularly blocky looking island. They all are at this point. I guess that's kind of the point. Huh. I want to try to make at least a little more forward progress before I give up for the day. So if need be, we'll travel through the night again. I want some substantial landfall, damn it. Cricket, cricket. What am I talking about? There's no such thing as crickets out here in the middle of the ocean. That would have to be some sort of insane aqua cricket. Not like an aqua bat, which is a thing. Yes, the Aquabats. They were a ska group from a decade or more ago. I would know nothing about them if it hadn't have been for some friends of mine who were into that sort of thing. They had a few neat songs. I listened to them on the Aquabats versus the Floating Eye of Death album. Or maybe it was the Floating Eye of Doom. I don't remember. But it was definitely the Floating Eye of something. And that's the important thing. Float like a giant floating eye, sting like a giant floating eye. Hey, 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 and my oh my. Wanna give it a try? I have gone batshit. There is no getting around it. I'm just going to explore this island and then call it a day, I think. Because really, I'm at my wit's end. You can tell this because I have no wits left. Just rambling incoherence. It's awesome. I'm a bajillion miles from civilization, out in the middle of freaking nowhere, and now I've actually gone so far that if I did, by some fluke, run out of provisions, I would have no way of getting back in time to find more. So, that's a neat prospect. Until next time, this is your old pal Rosser. Take a drink.